The scariest stories are the ones that are true.
A real case printed in the British Medical Journal of a woman whose own brain tumor told her where it was and instructed her on what scans she needed to get. In the case history, an otherwise healthy woman referred to as A.B. had been living in Britain since the 1960s and was a full-time homemaker when the events described in the article began in 1984. A.B. was reportedly sitting at home, reading, when she heard a voice in her head. The voice reportedly told her, "Please don't be afraid. I know it must be shocking for you to hear me speaking to you like this, but this is the easiest way I could think of. My friend and I used to work at the Children's Hospital, Great Ormond Street, and we would like to help you." A.B.'s response to this voice was about what you would expect. Frightened at what was happening, she tried to ignore the message, but the voice reassured her by providing her with additional information about the hospital she would need to attend. Convinced by this point that she had gone mad, she consulted her family doctor, who referred her to Dr. Zoani, a psychiatrist. After an examination, which showed no medical explanation for what A.B. had heard, he diagnosed her with a functional hallucinatory psychosis. Along with supportive counseling, she was also treated with fluoridazine, and the voices disappeared after a couple of weeks. Unfortunately, the voices returned several weeks later even though she was still taking the medication. This time, the voices were even more specific in directing her to the diagnostic imaging wing of a nearby London hospital. The voices then informed her that she had a tumor in her brain and that she needed a scan for a proper diagnosis. They even told her the approximate location of the tumor, her brain stem. Though Dr. Zoani had found no evidence supporting the presence of a brain tumor, A.B. was distressed enough by this time that he ordered the scan done. This actually took some negotiating, since a computerized tomography test is an expensive procedure and the lack of any apparent medical justification, aside from a hallucination, made the request hard to fathom. After considerable debate, the scanning was done. Sure enough, the scan showed evidence of a meningioma with a left posterior frontal parafalcine mass extending through the falx to the right side. The neurosurgeon to whom Dr. Zoani referred his patient gave A.B. and her husband the option of immediate surgery as opposed to waiting for actual symptoms to appear. After weighing the pros and cons, A.B. decided on immediate surgery. The voices were in full agreement. The operation was carried out in May of 1984 with no surgical complications. According to A.B., she heard from the voices one last time after regaining consciousness when she heard them say, "We are pleased to have helped you. Goodbye." No post-surgical problems arose, though she was kept on anti-seizure medication for 6 months after the operation as a precaution. The antipsychotic medication was also discontinued.